Well, good morning. Gonna Talk podcast number 4 or something like that. There's no numbers. But welcome to the Gonna Talk podcast. And today we are gonna talk very briefly about if Arsenal can actually do it. We've just wrapped up the second day of Champions League midweek football, of course. The other two fixtures, other two quarterfinals. We saw a thrilling game between PSG and Barcelona. Barcelona narrowly but deservedly earning themselves a win away. And in the other game, Atletico Madrid against Borussia Dortmund. Atletico securing the win 2-1. Dortmund with the third goal, 2-1, which was very important for them. That gives them some more hope going into their home fixture next week. Oh, this is a quality Champions League campaign, isn't it? Oh my goodness, this is a quality Champions League campaign. So the big question is, can Arsenal do it? And I'm not just talking about the second leg in Munich. I will talk about that. I'm also talking about if, and a big if we do beat Bayern Munich at the Allianz, whether it be through extra time, penalties, whatever it might be, can we do something in the semi-final? If we're facing Real Madrid or Man City, can we do it? And then, it's not just that. If we were to beat them over 2 legs, whoever it is, can we do something in the final? Because, man, there's a lot of quality on the other side of this draw. We think, oh yeah, the left side of the draw, Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Man City and Real Madrid, that's where all the quality is. But if you watch that game, PSG versus Barcelona, oh, mate, Arsenal would have to be on their best behaviour in order to get anything against those two teams. So can Arsenal do it? What do you guys think? Well, I personally think, yes, we can. Will we? Oh, are you asking the cynic in me or the optimist? Because the optimist says yes, the cynic says, let's be real, probably not. Here's another question. Should we put all of our eggs in the Premier League basket and maybe not worry about the Champions League? Or vice versa. Should we put all of our eggs in the Champions League and maybe go a bit easier in the Premier League? Let that one get away from us. Do we really have it in us to do both? To win both? My goodness me. If we were to win both, well, I don't know what I would do, to be honest with you. I genuinely don't know what I would do. I say this to my wife, who is understanding how important Arsenal is to me and how much they mean to me, how big of a part they had in my upbringing. I even said to her, football is a huge part of my personality. She laughed at me. She said, no, it's not. It's nothing to do with your personality. I'm like, babe, everything that I am, okay, not everything, but a big part to do with who I am and the way I am has to do with football. Football is what gave me something to speak about at high school. It helped me to be more confident. It helped me to make friends. I mean, seriously. So anyway, I digress. What actually was I saying? Yeah, back to the topic, I guess. Can we do it? Oh, if we won both the Champions League and the Premier League, I genuinely don't know what I would do. I think I would cry. There's absolutely no doubt about that. I would definitely cry. And I would, I'd be hysterical. So what does it take for Arsenal to do it? Well, I really think it takes the best we can possibly play. We saw 2 horrible mistakes yesterday that led just to gifted goals to Bayern Munich, and I think that has to be completely eliminated. There's absolutely no way that we can do what we want to do or do what we dream about if we're gifting games like that. Goals like that to the opposition. Bayern Munich are a quality opposition and they made us pay. And we might have got away with mistakes like that in the Premier League against a lower league table. But in the Champions League, it's a It's different gravy. It's different can of worms. So, we absolutely cannot be giving away those kind of mistakes if we're going to do it. And this goes for the Premier League as well, though. I really think that perfection is required if we're going to do. And even if we were perfect, the question remains: are we able to still do it? Even if we're perfect, there's so much that can happen in a football game. Here's the thing: yeah, we gave away a couple of mistakes. A couple of mistakes yesterday, and nobody was expecting that. Nobody was expecting defensive mistakes. Nobody was expecting Gabriel or Raya to make the mistakes they did, and Kivior as well. I saw Kivior's name on the team sheet, and I thought, he's got it in his locker to absolutely keep Sane quiet. How wrong were we? So there's things that happen in football that you just don't expect or that you can't really anticipate. So even perfect performance, we've seen it time and time again. Football, there's so many variables, so many things that you just cannot control. So even if we were perfect, I'd be very, very surprised and be mystified if we were able to do the double. So can Arsenal do it? Yes. Will we do it? Let's be honest, probably not. So what's important for me right now is to maintain a good attitude, enjoy the football, enjoy the good times while it lasts, get optimistic, get excited, back him to do it, because you know what? If it's going to be, if things happen unexpected, it can happen both ways. So who knows? Who knows what can happen? I'm strapped in. I'm ready for the ride. I hope you guys are too. This has been my first stream on YouTube. I'm really excited to see where YouTube takes me. I think that people could tune in there. It's nice and accessible. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, you guys. I've got 3 viewers on Twitch. Don't know who they are, but thank you very much for being here. If there's any questions in the chat, get them in right now before I end. On YouTube, I have 1 watching. I'm pretty sure it's just me. Ryan Spores over on YouTube says Premier League over Champions League for me. That's a massive question. Premier League over Champions League. I found myself just wanting to go to David Raya's response when after the Porto game, where Thierry Henry asked him the same question. He said both. Square in the face, dead-eyed, both. But if I did have to choose one, honestly, I'm with you, Ryan. I'd go Premier League over Champions League. And the reason why I would go Premier League over Champions League is because we got so close last year and we bottled it. And I feel like we deserve it. I feel like we deserve the Premier League more than Man City deserve it and more than Liverpool deserve it. So if I could choose one, I'm going to go Premier League. And I think the success from winning the Premier League can propel us to the Champions League next season or the year afterwards. But the Premier League is in our grasp. It's in our control. We're leading. All we have to do is beat very beatable teams. Granted, they could beat us as well, but all we have to do is 7 games. Aston Villa on Sunday. It's the next one we think about. Get it over with. We win. At home, we do it. And then we've got to worry about Tottenham away and Man United away. But I really think, we'll get there when we get there. Sam Spores in the chat says, would getting knocked out of the Champions League to Bayern and not win the Premier League, but still push Liverpool and Man City to the end, still be a success? No. Is that really mean for me to say? No. Now, I personally think, I personally think that if that's the level of success, we've already achieved it. Now, I think that with 7 games to go and being in first position in Premier League constitutes pushing Liverpool and Man City. They're both, I genuinely would say that both fan bases are not scared is such a terrible word, but definitely respectful and intimidated, scared. I don't know what the right word to use is, but they definitely know that Arsenal's here and we're pushing them. Already achieved. I think that we've got to go further. I really think here's a successful season for me. Beat Bayern, don't win the Premier League, get into the semi-final, and be competitive against City or Real Madrid. I'll take it. Will I be sad that we didn't win anything? Absolutely. But if we're not going to win the Premier League, let's say we finish second, I've got to get to the semi-final of the Champions League for it to feel like the progression that we've seen over the last 3-4 years is continuing up. It's still a high level. Okay, let's move on. Sam has also asked, has my mind changed on the Saka penalty since sleeping on it? No, it hasn't, because I think that I've got a good opinion on it, which is we've seen him given in the context of the game. That to me is a penalty. But I still think I can see why it wasn't given. So am I being too on the fence there? Look, I can see an argument for either or. Maybe I should just take a side. After seeing Gabriel handball in the box, pick up the ball after a goal kick was taken, I don't feel as hard done by that Saka's penalty wasn't given. Had I not seen that, I think I would have gone on the side of that should have been a penalty. Neuer's right leg was not planted the whole time. He steps out and does go into Saka. Saka does leave his leg there as well, but my goodness, we've seen him given like crazy. So I would say it should have been a penalty. But because of what the referee has done, literally saying that I can't give that in the Champions League quarterfinal because it's like a kid's mistake, is what he said to the players on the pitch about Gabriel's handball. I can understand why he hasn't given it at that point of the game. Let's be honest, 2-2 is a fair result because we made the mistakes we made. If we're talking purely on team performance outside of mistakes, we were the better team, but we can't make those two mistakes and expect to win that kind of game. Ryan says on YouTube, how long do you give Mikel Arteta if he doesn't win anything in the next few seasons? It's not about... Okay, so this is interesting. For me, it's not about winning right now. Because to go from Unai Emery's Arsenal, and even first season Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, 8th, 6th, Premier League, no European football. To go from there to where we are now, there's no question in Mikel Arteta because of the word trajectory. So I personally think that our trajectory, where we should be right now, according to last season, is challenging for the title, Premier League title, or winning it. And, well, this is our first campaign in the Champions League, and we are well in the shout of getting semi-final. So that's, to me, like trajectory-wise, we're still on track. I start to question Arteta when the trajectory goes like this, when it goes down, and when we are 3rd or 4th or 5th in the Premier League, and we don't make it out of group stage of the Champions League. You know, when we start doing this, that's where it's not. But this is the thing, right? If Man City and Liverpool and even Madrid are at this high level that we want that a top European club is at, like Arsenal, where we want them to be, and they don't win everything every season, even Bayern Munich, right? They don't win everything every season. We have to understand that winning doesn't constitute success always. We were desperate to see that because it's been, it's been 14, 15 years since we were in the Champions League. We haven't won the Premier League in 20 years. Sorry, 14, 15 years since the Champions League. 7 years since we were in the Champions League. 14, 15 years since we made it to the quarterfinal or above. Anyway, we're desperate to see a win, of course. But I'm definitely not questioning Mikel Arteta if we don't win the Premier League or the Champions League this season. Because, trajectory and also feel around the club. Fans are in a good spot. Whether they stay there or not if we don't win, I mean, we should. But most importantly, the team. You can see that the team is flowing in confidence. They believe in Mikel Arteta. They believe in each other. They believe that they can compete. And that's where we want to be. Neither Liverpool nor Man City had to deal with this calibre of competition when they were building their teams. Says Sam. One more time. Neither Liverpool or Man City had to deal with this. Yeah, you're right. Mikel Arteta's press conference on, I think it was just before the Brighton game. Was it? I can't remember. He's like, look, we've won. We're unbeaten this year. We've won 10 out of 11 unbeaten this year, and we're still second. He said that just before the Brighton game. He's like, that shows the quality of the Premier League and the other teams in the Premier League. It's just unbelievable. I don't think Arsenal fans deep how unbelievably amazing it is what Mikel Arteta has done with Arsenal. I don't think we fully understand or appreciate how much that man has succeeded and how absolutely amazing it is that we are where we're at. He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable, and winning is in his blood. He has this attitude and these leadership qualities that I've never seen before. More than Pep, more than Klopp. He's different gravy. Mikel Arteta is different gravy, and Arsenal's current state, where we're at, and the state of the fan base is testament to that. Sam says, do you personally believe deep down that we'll win the league? If not, what will it take? I personally believe deep down that we are going to win the league. Put a bookmark in it. I deep down believe we're going to win the league. I don't see us dropping points to the opposition that we have. I see the players and how they act. We are so different from last season where we bottled it in the last 10 games. We're completely different. And there's a different feel. There's different motivation. So I personally believe we're going to win 7 games out of 7. Thoughts? Boys, what do you think? Brilliant club culture, brilliant signings, brilliant football, says Ryan. In Mikel, I trust. And so you should, Mr. Sir. Completely agree. And you know what? Just take yourself back to 2017, 2018, 2019, heck, even 2020, COVID years. Oh my days. Think about that. The amount we have grown in the time that Mikel Arteta has had is just breathtaking. Arsenal, by far the greatest team the world has ever seen. Okay, that was cringy, but I love it. I love where we're at, and I love being with Mikel Arteta. So, all right, boys. I appreciate all the questions. It's fun just to converse about that kind of stuff. Thanks very much for tuning in, everyone. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna hop off now because I've got more work to do. Unfortunately, this is not my full-time job. This is just a hobby. But I really do love it. So thanks very much. I'm going to be going live every day because I have 9 subscribers. Hey, 9 subscribers on YouTube, by the way, in 24 hours. Thank you very much. Let's get that subscriber count going up. And let's keep it going. Twitch, I have got 5 followers. I will give a shout out. He's probably not here. To Banzai Ben. My first follower outside of my circle, the people I actually know. I haven't announced this to my friends or anybody, only to my family that I'm doing this podcast. So I'm really grateful for Banzai Ben for following along on Twitch. Give me a follow. So thank you very much, mate. Yeah. Also, a little bit of success on YouTube. I posted a couple shorts. One of them has over 100 views. I've got 9 subscribers. It's fine. The algorithm is sending it out to people. So anyway, I'm hyped. I'm really excited to be doing this. I'll be going live every day, probably just for 5-10 minutes. Have a little talk, get some thoughts off my mind and out into the internet and into the online space. Try to engage some conversation with fellow Arsenal fans. I just joined a Facebook group called Utah Gooners. So I live in Utah. Utah Gooners. There's 300 members in there on Facebook. I'm going to promote this podcast. I think I'll get some people from there to come check out what I'm doing. So anyway, up the Gunners. Come on, you Gunners. In Mikel we trust. Blood run through the stone. Lewis Dunford, you changed the culture and you changed the feeling around the club forever. This is the next big thing, says Ryan Spores. With support like you, the support that I'm getting from people like you, Ryan, maybe it will be. Thanks very much for tuning in. This has been the Gunner Talk podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow.